So welcome viewers. चैतन्य चिंतन में आज हम बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक पे बात कर रहे हैं. We will be talking in English and Hindi, जिसमें भी कंफर्टेबल हैं हमारे पैनलिस्ट उस पे बात कर सकते हैं. The topic is सनातन पे हमला, Sanatan Dharma attack, and this has been going on for many years. जिस देश में, जिस रीजन में ये धर्म और ये यहाँ वे ऑफ लाइफ लोग प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, उसी जगह पे people are saying lot of things which provokes the majority people who do practice Sanatan Dharma. अब हमारे साथ दो पैनलिस्ट अभी जुड़े हैं. Very senior author, philosopher, friend, Mr. Tejkar Jha ji. He's originally from Mithila, Bihar, land of Raja Janak. And with me from Karnataka, my buddy, my friend, Narayana Achyut, he has joined. And Narayana is from IIT Delhi, and he is a top-notch engineer and also a very, very dharmic person. He's going to Sanatan study right now. I think Vedanta study.
Vedanta.
Yeah, and he will be talking more about himself and then about this topic. With me, I have a third guest, Yashendra Prasad ji. Yashendra ji, आपका स्वागत. और हम लोग जो टॉपिक आज बात कर रहे हैं चैतन्य चिंतन पे, वो है सनातन धर्म पे जो अटैक. नाउ यशेंद्र जी, आपको अगर इस टॉपिक पे किसी इंडिविजुअल के बारे में नहीं बोलना है तो आप रिलीजन के बारे में बोल सकते हैं, धर्म के बारे में बात कर सकते हैं. यू गाइज आर फ्री टू चूज वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू स्पीक. ठीक है, तो मैं एक दो छोटा सा वीडियो दिखाऊंगा एंड देन आई विल गेट स्टार्टेड. सबसे पहले जो मैं आपको दिखाने जा रहा हूँ व्यूअर्स, वो है एक ये वाला वीडियो. जस्ट 1 second. या let me add this and let me play this for you.
கிடைக்காமல் செய்து விட்டது இந்த சட்டம். அகரம் நினைச்சா ஒண்ணும் விட முடியாது. அந்த சட்டத்தை மாற்றி எழுதக்கூடிய பலத்தை தருவது கல்விதான். அந்த கல்வி இந்த போரில் ஆயுதமின்றி நாட்டையே செதுக்க வல்லது. இது சர்வாதிகார சங்கிலிகளை, சனாதன சங்கிலிகளை எல்லாம் நொறுக்கி தள்ளக்கூடிய ஒரே ஆயுதம் இதுதான். இதை தவிர வேற எதையும் கையில எடுக்காதீங்க. அதுல வெல்ல முடியாது. ஏன்னா பெரும்பான்மை தோக்கடிச்சிருவாங்கள, பெரும்பான்மை மூடர்கள் தோற்கடிச்சிருவாங்க. அறிவு தோத்து போயிடும். இதை தாங்கி பிடிக்கணும்.
So viewers, it was in Tamil. एंड इसका जो इंग्लिश में जो थोड़ा सा रूपांतर है वो है ये है कि पूरे भारत के एक बहुत ही प्रसिद्ध फिल्म अभिनेता कमल हासन, जिसको उत्तर दक्षिण हर जगह असीम प्यार मिला है. ही हैज बीन लव्ड अक्रॉस इंडिया. ही हैज गिवन वन स्टेटमेंट इन तमिलनाडु where he is saying education is the only weapon that can break the chains of dictatorship and Sanatan Dharma. We must focus solely on education as it is the only key to confounding the Sanatan Dharma. And he was a Rajya Sabha MP, Dr. Kamal Hassan. Okay. अब हम लोग आ जाते हैं अपने गेस्ट के साथ बात करना है. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट मी स्टार्ट विथ माय फ्रेंड नारायण अच्युत. नारायणा, you heard him, right? And you can understand the language to some extent. I know you speak Kannada, but what do you think? क्या सोचते हैं आप?
Thank you for inviting my friend Sharad. So, and namaste to the panelists also here. Here, I think he is quite, I think, sinister in his thoughts. ये सिनिस्टर ही मुझे ज्यादा लगता है, क्योंकि ऐसे तो नहीं है कि उनको पता नहीं है, क्योंकि he has come from a very traditional family. His backgrounds are an Iyengar actually. But what has happened is in Tamil Nadu, there is a very bad tradition that has happened since a century or two before, when Britishers came here. वहाँ पे the first Christianity came there, and then this unnecessary Periyar movement and other things started here, which is very, very, very sad to say so. And there they knew very well, as we are all aware, what Macaulay had said in the parliament itself, after he roamed all around India and all villages everywhere in India, and then found that the four varnas, which was deliberately interpreted as castes, was so harmoniously living together. And he knew that they could not be broken any even for ruling for 1,000 years. It was very clear. How did he know that? Because there were all these, so what we call it as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras, who are working very amicably in all these things, because they are working on their strength. That is their strength. One each helping those four corners, as we call when we get blessed by any Brahmana, that you get dharma, artha, kama, moksha, chaturvida phala, siddhyartham. That is what we hear, no? This is the first thing. See, dharma, through dharma, you have to have the artha, money, which is very important, and kama, and the pleasures and the desires. That is important also in this life, through dharma. And then finally you ascend to moksha. So this is what is the Vedantic thoughts. This was deliberately subdued. One was made to pit against others deliberately. And we were caught in this model. I would say that the problem lies with all of us, is that we have completely delineated from our Vedantic studies. Vedantic studies is nothing but human engineering. It is completely starting from A to Z. It is human engineering. How to improve upon yourself. Once you are in the Satvika Guna, that is, we as a born in Vedanta, it is always told that it is called as Panchikarana, where you become the gross body. You are with the Satvika, Tamasa, Rajasa and Tamasa Guna. It is there with you. But it depends, the proportion of those things depends on how much, what is the samskara that you have? Samskara, what is samskara? Again, there will be a question upon that. It is first of all habits. Habits is called as vasanas. You develop over a period of time some habits, which might be satvika, which may be rajasika, which may be tamasika. And if you make that as a habit, it is called as you have vasanas. And if that continues till your end of the journey, that is where your life ends, it becomes your samskara. So that is how one is born with all these things. So the proportionate to what you have at that time, that is whether satvika guna or rajasa guna or tamasa guna, you acquire that in your next birth. That is what is the thing. So here we live another thing, the next life is there. The next life is not that we don't use or utilize all our resources here in this world. We keep it for others. That is what is there here as a fundamental theme here. Whereas all these Abrahamic religions, which was हमारे ऊपर थोप दिया है, ये सारी is because they live in one life syndromes. So this is how we have the sustainability and other things, and these are things which are ingrained in our DNA. But these were all uprooted systematically. In fact, we are not able to, what rubbish he told, the knowledge, he said, knowledge. My goodness. The right opposite thing he is talking about. The knowledge as per Vedantic systems is being in Satvika Guna, taking Satvika Ahara, starts from that, and then it goes to this one. But it is not that every varna has to do to perform certain aspects of life, which is important for the society. So each one of them are important. Each one have the role they play, and there is a symbiotic relationship with each of the varnas. This they have just pitted upon one upon another, and what you see is foolishness at its height. The kind of nonsense that is being spoken. I mean, it's silly. The reason why we are not able to counter it is we have ourselves been separated from this. So, as Vivekananda said long ago, more than a century ago, back to the Vedas, that is the only method wherein each of us, as a Brahmin, he should teach all others to lead a life, do his work sincerely, not to run away from the work, but do it with the society at large, doing things at large. This is what I feel. We are ignorant, and that is what we are all paying the price for it. And thus we are divided into so many of, we are divided in the society as a Sanatana Dharma.
Okay.
It's foolish.
That was a good start, Narayana. Thank you so much. Tejkar ji, aap.
Thank you for calling me here, and it was wonderful listening to Mr. Narayana. There are two things that I see in this, Kamal Hassan's utterances. He is a very good actor, no doubt about it. We all loved him. We still love his acting. He might have been called to that school to address the children who are still in their impressionable age. And while addressing them, this man should have shown some maturity by taking help of his vivek, conscience, to address them, to tell them how to decipher truth from false, light from dark, and right from wrong. He should not tell them what is wrong according to himself, because his own thoughts are made up of certain other things. Now, this trend of challenging the religious scriptures or practices has been going on since time immemorial. There are two kinds of religion in this world, if we call it a religion. Sanatana Dharma is not a man-made religion, man-preached religion. It is a natural religion which has, in true sense of history and science, has been self-correctional. The rishis and the munis of our society, who were the thinkers, they thought over it over and over again. And then this was produced as thoughts. Now you are, according to your patrata, means your ability to retain the thought or the knowledge that has been preached by the people. Now, every person or every vessel has a limited scope of retaining something. So what they retain is called patrata. And as much as you have that patrata, you will retain that much of knowledge. You can't go beyond that. Your, the things that is in your brain, your, if there is only little thing, you won't understand other things beyond that. Your capacity has a limitation. You are not raising your capacity. Instead of that, you are criticizing things that you don't know.
Correct.
This has become a political rhetoric in the society today. I would go back to 14th century. When Buddhism came, Jainism came, and other religions followed, Christianity came, Islam came, and in each of these thoughts, they had to, recruit people for their own group, religious group. Now, I'll give you an example. Say, like in Bangalore, if there are two clubs, Inner Wheel Club or Rotary Club. There are 40 Rotary clubs, and all the elites are members of one of these 40 clubs. So, if there is another club formed, 41st club, that club will need to advocate certain things and criticize others to get the people from those clubs into this club. So this is happening with the latest religions on timeline. Christianity came, it had to recruit from the Jews. Islam came, it had to recruit from the Christians and Jews both, because people were there, but they were already having a religion. And Sanatan Dharma being the oldest, it has the oldest members of this world. So every other religion is vying with each other to get more people from Sanatan. Having said that, coming to Vidyapati, in Mithila, which is a land which has been known for its knowledge and adherence to Dharma Shastras, there was a person in 14th century named Vidyapati. He is known as a poet today, but people forget that he wrote immense material on religion and statesmanship. Now, while describing religion in his very quoted book, Purush Pariksha, he says that dharma is of two kinds. One is an apad dharma, that's related to the human being purely himself.
Mhm.
It is not even related to his wife, his son, his father, his mother, anybody, but purely to that individual. And that is his ways of upasana, how he connects to his God, his East, how this being connects to that being is apad dharma. Nobody else has to interfere in that. And the second part is para dharma. That is those things which are related to everybody outside yourself. How you behave with your mother, how you behave with your father, how you behave with your neighbor, how you behave with XYZ, anybody, any being, whether it is a human being or an animal or a plant or anything. So your relationship with anything outside yourself is your paradharma. Now the paradharma should be controlled and exercised with vivek, your conscience. If your conscience allows things that you preach in the same way that you accept the same behavior for yourself. The food that I can have, I can give it to others. But the food that I myself cannot have, how can I give it to others? It won't be ethical. Ethics is defined here.
Ji.
Now, these people are not ethical individuals. What I can relate to them like is, I have a long-standing relationship with a profession known as in the modern society as advertising. Long back, I used to see signboards with wrong spellings, provocative language. Why? Because it was to, attract people's attention. The use of negative things to attract people's attention, ये एक बहुत ही विचित्र सिम्टम है.
जी.
ये पूरे समाज में विष फैलाती है, और जब विष फैल जाती है तब फिर यही लोग आकर के कहेंगे कि ये सनातन धर्मावलंबियों ने ये कर दिया.
जी
हम सनातन धर्म, गीता आप पढ़िए, चाहे महाभारत पढ़िए, चाहे रामायण पढ़िए, अब वेदांत उपनिषद को भूल जाइए, वो बहुत डिफिकल्ट चीज है, बहुत फिलोसॉफिकल चीज है। एक नॉर्मल इंसान वहां तक पहुंचने की क्षमता ही नहीं डेवलप कर पाता है, लेकिन महाभारत तो पढ़ सकता है। और
करेक्ट।
अगर महाभारत आप पढ़ते हैं तो दुनिया की कोई भी समस्या ऐसी नहीं है जो उसमें डिस्कस नहीं की गई है और उसका समाधान उसमें नहीं दिया गया है। तो हम लोग पढ़ते नहीं हैं, हम लोग देखते नहीं हैं, हमारे मुंह में जो आता है हम बक देते हैं। इस वर्बल डायरिया, you know, the people with little knowledge, without these vessels which do not have any power to contain knowledge, they spill over any thought which come to them.
ठीक है।
And this is what is happening in the society right now. So I won't blame this person, but there are thousands of such persons who speak without even acknowledging what they are going to speak, what kind of person they are addressing. एक सिंपल सी बात मैं कहता हूं, हर व्यक्ति के घर में मेहमान आते हैं, विजिटर्स होते हैं, तो क्या आप सारे विजिटर्स के साथ एक ही जैसा व्यवहार करते हैं? नहीं करते हैं। जो विजिटर के बारे में हम अंतरंगता से जानते हैं कि इनको पानी अच्छा लगता है सादा, या शरबत अच्छा लगता है, या चाय अच्छा लगता है, या कॉफी अच्छा लगता है, या अल्कोहल अच्छा लगता है, इनको नाश्ता क्या चाहिए, खाना क्या चाहिए, हम उसी तरह से उनका स्वागत करते हैं। अब कोई हमारे यहाँ इलेक्ट्रिशियन आएगा काम करने के लिए, तो उससे तो हम शास्त्र पर बात नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन कोई अगर शास्त्र पर बात करने के लिए आएगा तो उसे बल्ब लगाने के लिए भी नहीं कहेंगे। तो ये गए थे स्कूल में बच्चों को एड्रेस करने, बच्चों को कुछ सिखाते,
जी
तो उनको सिखा करके क्या है कि शिक्षा इसलिए ग्रहण करो कि तुम सनातन को समाप्त कर सको। भाई दूसरे धर्म भी तो हैं वहां, उनको क्यों नहीं समाप्त करो? सिर्फ शिक्षा से सनातन समाप्त हो जाएगा। और शिक्षा वाली जो हमारी पॉडकास्ट हुई थी शरद जी आपके साथ,
जी
तो हमने उसमें भी कहा था कि शिक्षा ही एकमात्र ऐसी चीज है जिससे इंडोक्ट्रिनेट किया जाता है मासेस को, और उसको अंग्रेजों ने यहाँ इस्तेमाल किया और हमारे भारतीय अब इसको इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं।
जी
और ये जनमानस को जिसमें पात्रता है, लेकिन उसमें उसी पात्र में आप गंगाजल भी रख सकते हैं और उसी में आप विष भी रख सकते हैं। तो अब उन पात्रों में विष घोला जा रहा है ताकि पूरी की पूरी समाज नष्ट हो सके।
ठीक है। तो बहुत बहुत सुंदर तेजकर जी। इनफैक्ट हमारे ऋषियों ने भी बोला है, विद्या ददाति विनयम। विद्या का काम ही है विनय वाला प्रोफाइल बनाना। और ये पुरुष जो है, आई थिंक यशवंत जी, आप बिफोर यू स्टार्ट, मुझे लगता है कि पूरे सनातन को लोगों ने सिर्फ ये हिंदी में लिखा हुआ मनुस्मृति, आई हैव दिस बुक नारायण, इफ यू कैन, सो सार इस पे का एक
I wanted to speak about this only. The most
yeah, second round we'll talk about that. तो यशवंत जी आप नाम ना लें, बट जनरली एक अटैक हो रहा है कि जो हमारे यहाँ जो वर्ण सिस्टम है और जिसको जाति सिस्टम, जैसे भी आप अभी अपने दर्शक को बताएं, आपने इस पे काफी शोज किया है मेरे साथ, ये बेसिकली कमल हसन का कहना है कि सनातन का ये एक ऐसा चीज जो समाज को तोड़ रहा है, एंड दिस इज व्हाई आई वांट स्कूल टू, स्पेशली स्टूडेंट्स, टू गेट एजुकेटेड, ताकि वो सनातन धर्म को ही एबॉलिश कर दें। अब वो पॉलिटिकल डिस्कोर्स है कि नहीं है, उस पर हम नहीं जाएंगे आपसे, लेकिन अ पर्सन हु इज हिमसेल्फ अ स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट, कमल हासन की शिक्षा सिर्फ 8वीं क्लास तक है और उसके बाद वो स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट हो गए। तो एकेडमिक एजुकेशन में वो स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट जरूर हैं, लेकिन वो अगर उनको मेजर करेंगे हम एक्टिंग के टैलेंट से, तो वो पीएचडी हो सकते हैं इन दैट लेवल। लेकिन जब वो जिस विषय पे बात कर रहे हैं वो विषय उनके फिल्म का विषय नहीं है, और इस विषय में वो ओनली 8th ग्रेडर हैं। तो ये है कॉन्टेक्स्ट। अब आप इस पे बोलिए यशवंत जी।
Namaskar. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to express my opinion. See, this is not a problem of Kamal Hassan. This is our problem. Why are we taking cognizance of an actor speaking on dharma? Are we going to take his opinion or, ask him or talk about what is Kamal Hassan's opinion on molecular biology, about development of cryogenic engines? So problem is not his, problem is ours. He's an entertainer. He's an actor. So if we want to seek his opinion, his expertise, that will be in the field of filmmaking, acting, and other things. We cannot start talking, about dharma, about, physics, quantum physics, about different subjects with an actor. So this is our problem, because what has happened, our society has started, we value these people who are like anybody who is famous, whose name is known. We want that person to teach us every aspect of life. So instead of taking cognizance of Kamal Hassan's opinion on dharma, we can, seek his opinion on the irrigation system, how to develop irrigation and other aspects on, send him to BARC or send BARC bark scientists to talk about nuclear physics with him. So that's center. So we should not, give him
Okay.
even thought about what Kamal Hassan speaks or not. I'm talking Sanatan Dharma. Dharma here is, our term of dharma is very simple. Jivan vardhanam cha api dhriyate sa dharma. Dharma word itself, if you look at etymology of dharma, it itself gives it meaning. It comes from the root dhri of Sanskrit. Dhri means that which upholds, जो धारण करता है. तो क्या धारण करता है? Existence. Number one is existence, life, and is furtherance, is growth. So in nature, whatever upholds, protects our existence, our life, and its development is dharma. This nature, this entire solar system, this entire cosmos has come into existence, all our galaxies, all beings, not only humans, animals, insects, microorganisms, on certain basic principles of nature.
Correct.
And when we violate those principles of nature, we cease to exist. For example, I'll give you a very small, simple example, that we on this planet, we need oxygen to survive. And if we don't get oxygen, if we indulge in such acts which reduces the supply of oxygen, we will cease to exist. The human body will not be able to survive. So this is one of the dharma. Oxygen is not the only thing. We need water. We need so many things. We also need to live with love, in harmony, helping each other. There are other final principles. When we look, and this is universal, intrinsic in natural system. For example, when we look at the atom, inside the atom, there is a proton, electron. They are all particles moving. They're all there. When you look at solar system, there are in our solar system, there are planets moving around the sun. So there is a system, that there is one center, and all planets or electrons are moving around that proton, the center. So this is, even in our body, the same thing is happening. So dharma is always universal.
Mhm.
And when human beings came into existence, different races, different communities, they started, they went into pursuit of to seek what is dharma, how we can survive. Now, dharma word is used only in our culture, only in our Indo-Aryan civilization, our Indian civilization, dharma is word. But the same thing is known by other terms in different languages. But the basic thing is how we can survive, how we can grow, how we can enjoy the riches of life, how we can live without any problem, whether it in physical world, mental, emotional, spiritual. We want to, all human beings, all organisms, micro to macro, all want to live peacefully. Nobody wants to die. All of them wants good health, good mental status. Everybody wants happiness, enjoyment. रोग शोक कोई नहीं चाहता है. दैहिक दैविक भौतिक तापा जिसको बोलते हैं, nobody wants. How to get this is dharma. Because this science is already there, exists in nature. We have to know that. So different people, different societies have their own pursuit to know this. So this is not, restricted to one particular community. Every community, but the level of awareness, level of understanding of sciences of life is different, differs from different community to community. Like, we all have to survive, live. So when I go to North Pole in an Arctic region, I have to wear warm clothes.
Mhm.
If I go to desert hot areas, I wear light clothes. I cannot wear your furry, overcoat in a hot desert area. And I cannot go without furry overcoat in an Arctic region, I glaciated on a glacier. So here we should notice one thing. The fundamental principle at both the places is the same. We want to save life. But how to protect life is differing in different geographical regions. So we can say that this universal dharma has two different. Just 1 second. Monica, Amazon delivery. Sorry. I apologize. So dharma has two parts. One is basic, is common everywhere, to protect life and to aid in life's development in all aspects of life. सर्वांगीण विकास के लिए हर व्यक्ति के धर्म है. लेकिन उसका implement, when we come to implement, then implementation parts of the same principle differs. In an Arctic region, I want warm clothes, and in a hot area, I need lighter clothes. If I'm dying of thirst, I need water, but I cannot keep drinking water all the day.
Okay.
So these are very gross, crude examples. We are taught that live with love, avoid violence, live in harmony. These are gross examples to understand dharma. Now, what has happened? And now there is an English word which is like used as substitute for dharma, that is religion. Religion term itself. We should have, I always look at etymology. Religion, the word, it comes from religar, the Latin term. Religar means binding again with what? With the principles of life. So basically, the root meaning is the same, but application is different. And all the terms, intellectuals, when we start interpreting, we confuse things. Like if we look at the Indian history, we are talking about, people mention about Hinduism, Christianity, Islam. So these have been construed as different from our angle, different dharma or different religions. But when we notice the term religion was never used by Jesus Christ. Koi dharma, religion, madhab, these terms have not been used in Quran. All greats of the world, whether it's Confucius or whether maybe, some great scholar of Africa, of Amazon rainforest, or even at level of the Adivasis, when you look, all preachers preach good of life. Whether we agree with them or not, that's a different thing. But Quran, when we take up Quran teaches from its own side. Muhammad is teaching about what is good for your life. Whether we agree or not with a particular person's view, that is a different aspect. But from his own side, he's teaching what is good for life. Jesus Christ is teaching love, harmony, coexistence. So from Christianity, Jesus Christ never formed any religion. Buddha never formed any religion. Buddha is talking about Dhamma. Dhamma is a Pali term for Dharma. But the principles of life. Buddha never announced that, okay, I'm forming a new religion, a new sect. No, 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 no. None of these people have ever formed any sect. These are by the so-called followers who interpret in their own way, and they create isms and all the ignorance. Ignorance breeds divisions, conflicts in life, whether it is basis of in the name of dharma or religion or any other aspect. People, today fight on the for control over land areas, over caste, over language, over ethnicity, over resources. Now today, so many conflicts are occurring in the world for the control of crude oil, for rare earth minerals. Now China has, maximum control over rare earth, so that has become an important issue.
यशवंत जी पॉलिटिकल एस्पेक्ट हम लोग बाद में आते हैं और वो
No. What I'm saying, dharma means all aspects of life.
Okay.
Whether it is individual, familial, social, political. Now, what is politics? Politics is for betterment of life, for social, individual, family, how they can live, they can attain well-being. This is dharma. What else is politics? What is physics? Physics is a pursuit of material aspect of material world, material things. Why? It should be for well-being of everybody.
Okay.
To attain good. But the problem is when we start deviating from the basic principle, that is well-being of my well-being and others' well-being. These fundamental principles, when we violate, we start suffering as an individual, as family. So dharma doesn't mean one particular subject. Dharma means every aspect of life. Animal husbandry, chemistry, physics, political science, sports, eugenics, genetics, education, every aspect. But basic thing is only how to achieve well-being.
ठीक है.
Social, individual, and how we can, this is only dharma. And about other aspects, caste and other things, since should I speak also on caste?
We'll talk in the second round. Let us have everybody.
Okay, let us keep it separate.
Right.
We have time limitations. And it's already 45 minutes.
ठीक है. आपको अगर निकलना है तो तेजकर जी थैंक यू सो मच. आप ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं.
We will be joining again and again for so much interesting podcasts that we organize. And I'm really enlightened to listen to the two speakers and would have loved to go on, but then it's life and I have to fulfill some other responsibilities.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining. Okay. Okay. So Narayana, I know you also have a time limitation. So what we'll do is this will be our last round. Then we can discuss more. But see, Yashwant ji's point of view is a very magnanimous way of seeing the whole humanity, and which is so good. But the world and reality is not that. We are not against anyone. I'm only talking about my dharma. I'm not talking about what other religion preaches. I have no love or hate for them. I can coexist. My point is, I am not even allowed to coexist. And this is where I cannot have always the magnanimous approach where my own existence is not there. And I will be coming to you, Narayan. So, I have to, my dharma also says that I have to take care of myself. I cannot always endanger myself, allow my magnanimous approach, and allow these hyenas to attack me. And then, if I'm not there, what is the point of where will I practice my dharma when I am not there? I mean, unless I am only soul, I am not a body. So, Narayana, to you, sir.
Yeah, I just had a different take from Mr. Prasad, what he has been saying. The thing is that our Sanatana Dharma is not a belief system. It is not a belief system. We evolve. We evolve. So there is a basic fundamental difference between these belief systems as well as what do you say, the evolving nature of people. See, that is what is Vedanta. There is why I am stressing upon Vedanta here is the core Vedanta is what differentiates between why they have these commandments. In Taittiriya Upanishad, you have what is called as iti adesha, iti upadesha. In Shikshavalli, there are 3 chapters in it. In Shikshavalli, it is at the last it comes as he tells all the students what are the things that he has to follow in life. It is such a beautiful Taittiriya Upanishad is that is first Anuvaka itself. It comes with so many things that one has to follow as a brahmacharya. So that kind of nature is inculcated into the young hearts. What is happening, that the speech that you showed, is you are already dirtying their mind right away from the beginning. That is where you absorb things. In that it is very clear how Sanatana Dharma operates. It says as iti adesha, iti upadesha. It says that you follow all these things. It's an adesha. Then it says it's an upadesha. I have told you the merit and demerits of this. Please choose it. That kind of magnanimity is there in our evolving system. But where there is commandments. I will give you one more quotation in Bhagavad Gita 1863. Itite gnanamah khyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimrsher. Now underline this. Vimrsher tadasheshena yatechapi tatakuru. Such beautiful words. He has told Arjuna the most secret of secret Atma Gnana to him. And he says at the end of this, what are the merits and demerits of that in all the 3 kandas. And finally, what he says to him in 1863, Vimrishayat tadasheshena yatechapi tatakuru. See, this is what is misconstrued by the other people as being timid. In fact, rather I would say we are lacking Shatrubodh. This is the topic which I would like to pick up in this context, wherein we are not able to give it back where he starts that nonsense there. Why? We don't know that we are made up of Swayambodh as well as Shatrubodh. This is a very important aspect which all our Sanatan Dharma people are, they are not, they are completely uprooted from this. See, even if you take our own gods, any god you take, you have Saraswati Pustaka and then you have Rudra, you have a weapon in another hand. Every other god and goddesses you take in our Sanatana Dharma has both. You have to protect that. That is the prime importance. If there is no protection of your own Dharma, then what will you propagate? So this is what is the thing. Both Swayambhot, yes, we give equal importance to Swayambhot. See, if I will just give I'll just give this sentence and I will close my thing. If, let us say, everyone lives righteously, follows this dharma, follows the basic ethics of life. I'm not talking about too much of what do you say, penance and other things, but no. Simple, as he also stated, Mr. Prasad stated that dharma is in every aspect of life. When I am sitting with you, this is also a dharma. I have to now follow this dharma. I cannot be roaming around here throughout this place and then talking to you. No, that is not dharma. See, it is called as sabha dharma. There is a sabha which is going on right now. I am performing the sabha dharma here by staying with you, talking to the relevant topic that you have asked me. So this is sabha dharma. So likewise, we have every other thing. If, let us say, if everyone follows his or own day-to-day's rituals, day-to-day's work in his own with dharma, with the word of ethics attached to it. Do you think we need police? Do you think we need lawyer? Will there be any conflict? All I want is that I think it is all mine. None of this is mine. Even, let us say, if I want to make a molecule, I have to take hydrogen from the nature. I have to take oxygen from the nature. Everything I have to do. All that I have done is I have make it a model of 180 degrees and then made 120 degrees and then made two molecules of hydrogen and a molecule of oxygen. We have taken and then we have made it water. What is that I have made? I have borrowed everything from nature. But see the government that I have prepared a water molecule. Nothing I have done. See, this is where Vedanta comes and teaches here. And this is in Taittiriya Upanishad, the first chapter, where in Sikshavalli, such a beautiful thing has been given. The last Anuvaka, what we call it as, is convocation, a parting advice, wherein he says, the Guru says is to his pupil, that after all these things, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, everything he says. And finally, he gives so many other instructions that he has to do. After he moves on to the next stage of his life, which is Grahastha, or take sannyasi, not the middle path, where the Vokism comes into picture right now. All these things are stated there. I was when this Vyakhana of this Taittiriya Upanishad was being told. See, every aspect of life has been told so scientifically. It is so scientific. Vedanta document is the science has not reached there. What is it talking about? Knowledge there? Education? Is this the education that we are talking about? The word that he was used that to eradicate Sanatana Dharma through education. I am starting from where you started this show. He is talking about education. Is this the education that we are talking about? What nonsense. The knowledge which I have told you is in Taittiriya Upanishad. Anyone can look into it, these things. This is knowledge. This is human engineering. How to live in society. How to live with your brothers. How to live and let life. This is what is education. We are educated brutes. All we have, being a scientific person from here, I have know what is called as Vaisheshikas, Anuvadis, Nyayas, and Mimamsa, which you people know it. See, these are all things which Vedanta has surpassed these things. Please read Bhashya, Shankara Bhashya. Actually, there was class before this show. That was a class in Bhashya, Shankara Bhashya. How beautifully he has brought out every aspect of things in this Bhashya, Shankaracharya. Such a great knowledge that we have. In fact, we call knowledge is moksha. Jnana se moksha. That is what is our philosophy. And what is the knowledge he is talking about to eradicate Sanatana Dharma? I mean, any person with the barest sense, least of the sense, when it talks about live and let live, what nonsense is he talking about? If this is the education that we are living in and which we want for the younger generation, I think now it is the time to bring back Gurukula with the scientific temper, so-called scientific temper, which is betterment, which is for the sustainability of this world, not for eating each on another. That is not the education, the purpose of any education for that matter. This is what I would want to conclude.
You are mute. You are mute, Sharadji.
Oh, so thank you, Naran. Now, in the end, we'll go to Yashendraji. Before that, I want to add few things here. See, I liked your the way you summed up, and the Shatru Bodh is important, because way of life and all, and what Yashenji intended was very. It's the topmost level of our Kundali Jagran, where we think the entire world is one, and we are not going through the
Sharad, sorry for interrupting. See, there is what is called as Nirguna, Niraguna, and Saguna. Saguna Rupa and Nirguna Rupa. Why we go from Saguna Rupa to Nirguna Rupa is, see, as I think I forgot the other Pope analyst who came, he told that the important point he told that everyone is not, Mr. Tejpal, everyone is not in the same level of intellect. If I say Jagan Mithya to you, I mean to a stray person on a road here, he will call me mad. So first I have to bring him to one groove, then he contemplate, evolve. What I was talking is evolve to a higher levels of thinking. That is where we have the three gurus, in Vedanta, which is Advaita, the philosophies that we have. Vedanta, Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, and Dvaita. So the thing has evolved like this. So to bring from the lowest type of intellect that we have to him to get moksha, everyone has the ability to get moksha. So that is what is our philosophy. This is education.
Correct. Beautiful. And I agree. I mean, the point which I was trying to mention before that was the Shatru Bodh, Yashendra ji. Even when the सृष्टि का जब वो हिरण्यगर्भ के बाद से जो 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 डार्क वर्ल्ड से लाइट आया, फिर साउंड लाइट सब आया, और सृष्टि का बनना हुआ, एंड देन ब्रह्मा जी ने जो वेद को हमारे लिए लाए. वेद यानी कि ज्ञान के आते साथ ही मधु और कैतव ने उसको चोरी कर ली, राइट? एंड देन हाउ विष्णु कम्स इन एंड ही किल्स दीज टू डेमन, जो कि उनके ही अंश था. तो मेरा कहने का अर्थ ये नहीं है कि मधु कैतव के साथ हम को एग्जिस्ट करें. वी कैन को एग्जिस्ट, बट अगेन वो हमारा ज्ञान को चुरा. ज्ञान यहाँ पे वेद इज एनालॉजी आई एम यूजिंग हियर. What this gentleman, Mr. Hassan, is trying to do is, in an academic setup, if he was giving a lecture on say a film acting talent, right, a finer skills, that would have been his domain. But this is not his domain, and we cannot be magnanimous to pardon him, because he's a national artist. He is, as far acting is concerned. But a school dropout guy cannot talk about our Vedic science, our way of life so aram se, and he should be allowed to get away with this. I'm not saying that the
not as dharma to teach the students there.
Yeah,
that end minds there. No, yes. Definitely not. It is not dharma.
I agree. We should be angry.
But is it our dharma to talk about dharma on the basis of what Kamal Hassan speaks? Why should we? He spoke in this school. He didn't speak to us. Why should we give him any importance?
He
People
spoke.
today, the world
No,
belongs to
the
media.
reason, sir,
The pe-
my submission is, the reason is he is talking to the young generations, breeding them nonsense. If we sit, we can't blame the system later on,
Told in
because
the
that
media, no?
children is the system later on. After all, they are the system who is going to come up, who is going to be you and me in the future. So we cannot avoid, not even allow them to take this nonsense to those
Yeah,
people. He is
Krishna,
not supposed to do that.
Krishna in Mahabharata did kill Bhishma and Karna. Why? So please go ahead, Yashwant ji. Please.
yeah. See, as you have rightly pointed out, there are two things. This Shatru Bodh, this nature, whatever is pro-life, we have to protect. Whatever is anti-life, we have to resist. The things which destroy, which attack the existence, the harmony, peace, good of everybody. If anybody or anything which is resisting it, we have to destroy. When we get affected by what we say, we get any infection, we take antibiotics. Why? To eliminate those germs. So this is intrinsic. And this is common to all teachings of all philosophers of the world. This is not
That
one,
is where I beg
everybody
to differ,
teaches.
sir. You have many other. Let us not be blind to it. Not all the religions are not the same. Religions are not the same. That's what I beg to differ on this, because you have many commandments where you have this kafir and all those nonsense
I think that
Yeah, so
can
what
mentioned.
is kafir?
And those are all there.
Kafir
We
means,
cannot aware. We cannot say that it is
exactly,
not there,
exactly.
because
Now,
that is
kafir
where they
means,
keep reciting the same thing, no. So that is where I beg to differ on this, because we are very cooperative. We take everything onto ourselves. We accommodate them, try to do this, but they are getting misusing. Why I am stressing this point is, sorry to take your time.
no,
The
no,
thing
it's all
is
right.
that it is because, see, we being more accommodative is making us self-destructive. Our next generations, how wokeism has entered in our life, not because of anything else. See, let us say my children don't follow my religion, or I don't engage them in my own scriptures and to make to know about this. He gets hooked on to what he is seeing in the surrounding, and one, it's an infectious thing. You have to develop that samskara. That is very important. This is where he is also doing one samskara. He is putting some nonsense into their brains. That is samskara which he is trying to input there. They
Agreed.
will create nonsense for our own destroying. In
Yes.
fact, Shishupala, what happened to him? Even
We'll give it. Yeah.
Krishna didn't spare him. He didn't spare his own aunt's son.
ठीक है. So viewers, आप देख रहे हैं कितना पैशनेट है. आप प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. एंड यशवंत जी,
Hmm.
इसके साथ रैप अप कर सकते हैं. आप प्लीज गो अहेड.
Yeah, in two lines. See, we have to, all human beings, irrespective of communities, they all have to resist the people who are wrongdoers. Problem, but what is wrong and right, the ignorant people indulge in conflicts. Our conflicts arises because of wrong understanding. For example, when Manusmriti teaches four varnas, it's not dividing the society.
Correct.
It's identify the individual specification of different individuals. And it wants to fulfill aspirations of all the individuals of various types, because there are various types of the world. But other people misconstrue this as dividing the society. Similarly, let me say, kafir means the person who is anti-life. Kufr, Quran, I'm not talking about the people who are misusing the terms of kafir or kufra. It intrinsically means the people who are harming life, those who are against love, those who are against harmony. They are the people who create those evil people. Whatever is good of life, those people who resist, they are kafirs. Not that those who, people who have, like in the name of Islam, has harmed this country and humanity, terrorism and all kinds of nonsense. I personally feel they misuse. For example, even the caste system has been misused by certain wrong people.
Sir,
Wrong people in the society.
just to differ small
Let me
from
complete.
here. Yeah.
See, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. These are different. These are very perfect and scientific divisions of the society. We know it, but there are ignorant people who have misused this system to exploit others, to mislead others. Ravan himself was a Brahmin, a great Vedic scholar. But what he did, he used that knowledge to exploit the society. So the Brahmin had to be eliminated. That particular person had to be eliminated, resisted.
Okay.
So every system is misused by the ignorant people who misinterpret it. And
Sir,
this
just
is why.
a second. In
No,
our
let
sect,
me
it is a
complete.
self-correcting thing.
1 second,
But
let me
there is no
complete.
corrections there. There is no corrections
No.
made there.
1 second.
They encourage them.
Let me complete. So what happens? So certain discipline is required in the society. When Upanishad teaches, or when Gita says, okay, these are the facts, and now you choose. But no, Krishna makes it very clear. Sarva dharmana parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. If you do not obey what I am saying, mana mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. If you do not obey to what I am saying, you will also end up in the same war, but you will end up in suffering. The only path is me here. The choice is on you. You can choose whichever path you want. That freedom is always there. But if we choose to commit suicide, if we choose a wrong path, then so we need to have belief in our teacher. We trust our mother in the beginning of life. We believe our guru, our teacher, masters. If I go to a scholar of Upanishad and I do not trust him, I have to start with trust. I have to believe in him. He is good for me. Then I follow him, and then I realize whether I have benefited from him. Guru Shishya Parampara. That is why we need discipleship. Command. We must follow the commands of the master, the teacher. If the team doesn't follow the commands of the coach, if we say no, we'll decide our own way. No, somewhere we have to accept somebody's leadership, someone's commands.
Right.
Whether it's mother, when a child is born, the first teacher, first guru is mother. Now, if the child doesn't trust the mother, and he is left to take decisions independently, then he cannot grow. So we are not all fully aware. Everybody is not awakened. So some discipline is required. We need guidance by the people who know. So if we follow them, then we realize whether we have gained or we have lost. So this system is the Sanatan Dharma, our Hindu philosophy, has inherent system of Guru Shishya Parampara. We must follow the Guru. Guru Brahma, Guru is like God. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. Adi Shankaracharya teaches.
My point was that yes, we all follow these things.
Adi Shankaracharya has given the Guru, Guru Partaram Nasti. There is nobody beyond Guru, the living Guru. He is the ultimate for me. Guru Partaram Nasti, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. So this is master. This is called commandments. The commandment words is coming from a so-called Christianity. But the Guru's commands have to be followed. What does Vivekananda says? Following the commands of the Guru.
We are mixing two things here.
1 second, sir. Following the commands of the Guru with least hesitation of doubt is the only path of success I know. What does Buddha says? Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. First, take Sharana Buddha. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Dhamm means the principles which I am teaching. I am means the Buddha is teaching. Krishna teaching. Arjuna was already doing whatever he wanted, but Krishna interfered. No, what you are saying is not correct. You do what I am saying. And if you do not follow my commands, you will end up in suffering. Okay, you are free to choose whatever you want. You can choose, but you have to. What I am telling you, I means Krishna, is this: if you do not choose, follow what I am saying, you will end up destroying us, harming yourself and the society. So we need commands. Vedas give commands, Upanishads gives command, Gita gives command. We must follow the discipleship. And our dharma is to protect, my dharma is to protect myself. I cannot allow anybody else to harm myself, my life, my society, my culture. So this is true with everybody in the world.
ठीक है. हम लोग
And
थोड़ा
all people of the world, see, our we, to fulfill our self-interest, when we start creating divisions, whether it's a Indian person, Kamal Hassan is also an Indian. Now he is creating, he's trying to teach those students some very wrong things. He himself doesn't know. And it doesn't mean academic knowledge is not the knowledge. If somebody who has got many degrees, he's educated. No, this not academic education is not synonymous with shiksha, education.
ठीक है.
Kabir was illiterate. Kabir didn't even know how to read and write, but he had the finest knowledge. So education comes from the one. I'll just conclude by saying that education or knowledge or dharma or whatever we are saying, if we only will succeed when we follow a real or authentic knower of dharma, authentic knower of education of any subject. If we start following our own interpretations or wrong interpretations, so people who create, disharmony in the society, those people, those things have to be resisted. Because practical level dharma has two aspects: paritranam sadhunai or vinashaya cha dushkritam. What does Krishna say? Protect the good and resist and destroy the wicked. Pick up your arms, Arjun, and eliminate your own uncle, your own great grandfather, your own cousins. Why? For the welfare of all. Your own welfare, society welfare, everyone. You have to destroy your own cousins because they are following the wrong path. So this is universal. Whether you go to America,
this is
whether
where
you
I am
American,
telling
all
it is,
people,
what you have said is absolutely fine about Sanatana Dharma. What you said about
Sanatana Dharma, sir,
Christianism
excuse me,
is
sir.
correct,
Excuse
but
me.
not for the other
Sanatan means
religions.
eternal.
I beg
One
to
by
differ
one,
on
one
that
by
because
one.
Sir, let me
they
say.
don't have the
Nobody,
method of
Vedas,
self-correcting.
Upanishads, or no
Self-correcting is not
scripture,
there.
sir, excuse me. No scripture has said, Vedas do not say that our books are only for India, only for Bharat. Upanishads do not preach only about Bharat. Do not preach.
No,
Jesus
sir,
Christ doesn't.
you are getting into a different tangent. All I
No,
was
sir.
saying is
You have
that
raised, sir. I am.
let me just
What I am
complete, sir.
saying.
Yeah, you
I
didn't
differ
speak.
with
I'll just
your.
speak a
See,
word, sir. I'll speak a word. I'll just speak a word.
what I am
See,
saying.
we are not
Sanatan is
disputing
eternal.
Sir,
No, what I am saying.
Sanatan Dharma, I am not talking
Okay,
about anything else.
okay,
I am
both of
telling
you.
that.
Narayana,
No,
एक
for
मिनट.
I
Narayana, Yashvi,
personally
एक मिनट.
feel my understanding says that whether it is Quran or Bible, they are also Sanatan Dharma in
ठीक है.
different language. Sanatan
Your
Dharma
point
is
taken.
here. We
Yashvi
have
जी, आपका point.
misunderstood. They have, see, the followers of Islam, they have misunderstood the
Point
basic
ले लिया.
principles of life. They have become a problem for the society. So we are resisting them.
ठीक है.
Jesus didn't preach to kill.
यशवी जी, point ले लिए. आपने जो बोला, we have taken each
So
and everything.
what I am saying, what is my dharma is dharma for every human being of the world.
ठीक है.
See, the basic thing, this is not about shastra or about enlightenment. The fundamentals of dharma, when we teach a kid in the school, what we teach? Respect others, love others, live in harmony, and resist the wrongdoers. Do not accept wrong things. Resist the person. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Wicked people cannot be explained the meaning of life. That is why the law is there. The law in dharma teaches us.
एक मिनट प्रोग्राम का फॉर्मेट में हमको कभी रुकना भी पड़ेगा. So let's pause. 1 घंटे प्लस हो गए, लेट्स पॉज, दिस डिस्कशन विल गो ऑन। तो आपने पॉइंट रख दिया, अब थोड़ा सा काउंटर करके फिर खत्म कर देते हैं, फिर हम लोग नेक्स्ट टाइम में करेंगे। आपने बोल दिया, आपने, यू हैव योर थिंग सेट। अब 1 hour 10 minutes हो गया है। नारायणा, इफ यू कैन सम इट वेरी फास्ट सो दैट it is getting little extended.
Yeah, I'll just take just a minute. All that I'm saying is that we are a self-correcting society at the end of the day, which is not the case in the other side. That is the only
No, that is
limited
your
point I wanted
interpretation.
to make.
That is your
Because
personal interpretation.
if we make any wrong, we correct it and we say it is wrong. But the majority of the population says it is wrong, whereas that is not happening on the other side. Whereas religious conversions and other things are taken as a flag in the chin of that person. So this is not dharma in any sense, for that matter. So that is where those are all belief systems. Ours is an evolving system. That is where the basic difference is there. We should admit it. Otherwise, Shatrubodh will never come. We have to take it. We have to take the slap on the other chin. That's it. There can be no corrections in that matter. I just wanted to sum up in that.
Just one line, sir. We also have to believe first in our scriptures, our teachers. Without this belief,
I
we
started
cannot
with
follow.
that. I started with that.
Just believe.
I started with that because we don't know this. That is the reason we are not able to say that whether they are wrong or right. We have to be very curt in saying that also. Otherwise, that is not Shatrubodh either. So that
But Shatru means what? Shatru means those who are wrongdoers. It's a different topic we'll take up in different
those
series.
who don't
But
those
no,
who
no, no.
don't accept
The world
our
has
right of
developed. See,
life,
the different
those who
society.
don't accept our right of life, do not have their right to exist also. That's simple. As
Exactly. This is universal. This is universal principle. This is not unique to India. This is universal principle.
So thank you both of you. It was a really awesome, mind-boggling discussion, and both panelists, we and the third one, Tejkar Jhaji, we missed him, but it was an awesome discussion, and we will have more such discussions. I think once the panelists know each other well, we'll get into the right discussion. And the program wants us to stop now. It's more than an hour. So thank you, Yashindji, for joining so early in a very short notice. And Narayana, thank you so much. It was such an awesome experience. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarath, and thank you, Prasad.
Thank you very much. Namaskar to everyone.